Good morning. I'm Gloria Taylor, and I'm owner of the Taylor Learning Center here in Kaysville. How my story began is when I was in college, after I graduated and taught school, I went back and got my master's degree. And while I was there, I learned about the word dyslexic, and I learned about the word ADD, and they were terms that I was not familiar with. But as I continued on, I found out that my mother had truly been dyslexic because everything in our house was just stuff. That was the term that she used. And then I discovered that my brother and I both have ADD. Fortunately, my brother is more severe than I am. But it helped me to understand that why did I have trouble learning to read when I was a child? Because I didn't know about phonemic awareness. I didn't understand that I had trouble with attention. And so I became very, very interested in how do you help children in public education that have these struggles that I grew up with. After I finished my master's degree, the elementary school that I was teaching in was a poverty school. And so I came up with a couple of ideas of how to really help these struggling readers. And I worked very hard on that program for 2 years, and we were starting to see some big improvement. When the principal stopped my program, I was devastated. I said, why did I just spend $10,000 in 4 years of my life getting my master's degree if the things I learned I can't use here in public education? So I stopped out the door that day and I started my own tutoring business. And my goal was to help children that had the same struggles that I had as a child and I still have as an adult. In comes Andrew Willis. So I was trying to figure out how to start my business. I started it in my home for a few years, and then I needed to grow. And so Andrew said, well, just come on down to the Business Resource Center, and he goes, and I'll help you. And he did. I think that the ways that he helped me the most were, number one, that he encouraged me. Through this long path of over 12 years, he has always encouraged me. Technology is not my gift, and so many times I would stumble over it, I would get frustrated, and I'd just set up an appointment with Andrew, and he sat calmly, and we would go through the whole procedure so that I could set up the things that I needed to be successful in my business. Then I had another opportunity to grow my business. I was just 2 small rooms, and the great thing about the Business Resource Center is that all my overflow I could just send up here. And for $5, they would let me rent a cubicle. And so we did that for about 4 or 5 years, as the extra students would come up here and work because I couldn't house them in my facility. Then I had the opportunity to expand, and so now I have 4 rooms, which seems like a conference center. And we're able to house everyone there, which has worked out extremely well. But then I became terrified because when you have extra space, you have extra rent, you have to have your own Wi-Fi. There's all these things that I had to now have because I was in a larger setting. And I came to Andrew, I called him one day and I go, Andrew, I don't know what to do. I said, maybe I should just quit. I said, I don't know how to raise the revenue that I'm gonna need to go forward. What did he do? He encouraged me. He talked about me getting a web page, which he'd been talking to me about, I'm sure, for at least 12 years. And so finally now I've hired someone to set that up. But his confidence in me and helped me to be confident in myself, to say, I can do this. I do understand the children that I work with. They are in a one-on-one situation with certified teachers, and we have found tremendous growth in these students over the years that they need. an interesting thing
So
has
back to
been-
Andrew.
So he encouraged me, I can do this, I can move ahead. He helped me see what web pages look like, what I should be working towards. And in the last couple of months, our business has grown exponentially. I have to say that the business center was what helped me to be successful. Because on my own, I felt at times I doubted myself. But when you have the support of an organization that says you can do this, when you meet with other entrepreneurs that say you can do this because I've done this, it's made a huge difference in helping me to be successful in my tutoring business.